Overflows.
Music is space between mind and meditation. Music evolved out of inner silence of a meditator. Therefore, music must connect the listener to inner silence. Music is something, a space between mind and meditation. Music is not something biological. Also, it is not something concerned with your chemistry or physiology. Music is not even of the mind. Music is something, a space between mind and meditation. It is one of the most mysterious phenomena. To conceive of it in intellectual terms is almost impossible for the simple reason that it is beyond mind, but it is not yet meditation. Music can become meditation. Music has both possibilities. It can come down and become mind. Then you are only a technician, not a musician. You may be playing perfectly on the instrument without any fault, but still you are only a technician. You know the technique perfectly and entirely, but it is not your heart. It is not yet your being. Instead, it is just your knowledge. Music can go higher and further away from the mind, and then it starts becoming closer and closer to peace and silence. One is a musician only when he understands the sound of silence, and one who understands the sound of silence is capable of creating sounds which are synchronous with silence. That is the most miraculous thing. Then the musician has come to his ultimate flowering. Beyond this, music starts the world of meditation. In fact, as far as East is concerned, the ancient most sources say one thing definitely about music, and that is that it was born out of meditation. People who went deep into meditation enjoyed the silence of it, the harmony of it, loved the peace that seemed to be unfathomable. They wanted to convey that, remember, you are far more than you think you are, far bigger than you think you are. You are as big as the whole universe. But how to say it? Words are very poor, philosophical concepts, almost like beggars. The ancient meditators tried to find some way to convey their peace, their silence, their joy, and those were the people who discovered music. Music is a byproduct of meditation. Emphasize this. The ancient meditators tried to find some way to convey their peace, their silence, their joy, and those were the people who discovered music as a byproduct of meditation. But you can go both ways. Either from meditation you can come to the music, as an expression, a creative expression of your experience. Or you can go from music to meditation. Music brings you closer and closer to meditation as music becomes immense silence, sounds merging into silence, sounds creating deeper silences than you have ever known. Then you are very close to the boundary of your meditation. Music is not in the same category as sex, although the modern music has fallen so low that it has come very close to the category of sex. Only that music is appreciated in the West, which provokes sexuality in you. Sex is the lowest point of your life energy. And if music is used to provoke sexuality, then naturally it has to fall to the same category. Superconsciousness is the highest point of your life energy. When music reaches superconsciousness, it provokes within you unknown territories, unexplored skies. It can become a door to the divine. Just as it can become a door to the animal on the lowest, on the highest it can become door to the divine. Man is only a bridge to be passed. Only a bridge to be passed. Man is only a bridge between animal and the divine. You should not make your house on the bridge. Bridge is not meant for making houses on. You have to pass on from this shore to that further shore. Music is an expression of your creativity. Music is an expression of your creativity. But we have lost contact with the authentic music, and slowly, as humanity has become less and less interested in inner world, its music has become lower and lower. The contemporary music is absolutely the lowest that has ever existed. It touches you, but it touches you at your lowest center of sexuality. The contemporary music is sexual, and the classical music was spiritual. I would like you to create music on the path of meditation, or create music if you have found meditation as a language to express the silence of it. Compared to classical music, jazz music is in the lowest category, because rather than creating a spirituality in you, it simply activates your sexuality. The great classical music takes you higher, beyond the mind, to silences which can give you a taste of meditation, a taste of existence as an outcome of your creativity. But always remember, a certain reference in a certain context does not mean my whole approach to a thing. Always remember that a certain reference to a certain context does not mean my whole approach to a thing. This is required. Is love of jazz music an obstacle on the path of enlightenment? It depends on you. You can make your jazz music free from the lower gravitation of sexuality. It all depends on your creativity. You can make your jazz music free from the lower gravitation of sexuality. It depends on your creativity. You can make it connected with your higher centers of being, and then it will not be an obstruction on the path of enlightenment. It all depends on your creativity. One can enter enlightenment with jazz music as well. It has never been tried. Never been tried. Never been tried before. Hence, it is a great challenge and must be tried by those who are creative, who have experienced the harmony and silence during the moments of meditation. Enlightenment has many doors. It is not open to only the so-called saints. An artist, deep in his art, painting so totally that he disappears and only the painting remains. This used to happen with Winston Wangwa. The painting has become a meditation. It is not open only to the so-called saints. An artist deep in his art, painting so totally that he disappears and only the painting remains, whether he knows it or not. For that moment, he has become a Buddha, a writer, a poet. In certain moments, when he is touched by the unknown and unknowable, he is more like a Buddha. But this is not in his control. He is sometimes thrown into that situation. A singer with his totality disappears into his song. And when this happens, it is an expression of manifestation of your inner silence, harmony and oneness that you have experienced in your life. And this is being communicated through your song, through your voice modulation. Enlightenment is not the monopoly of the saints. That is one of the basic points I want to make clear to you and through you to the entire world. There are 1,001 doors. Only one single quality should be there, that you are rejoicing in doing it for no attainment. When a singer sings, if he is singing for some reward, for some money or anything, he cannot be total. If he is singing for his own fulfillment, then it can become the door to him. The sage poet Tulsidas, who wrote Ramayana, Ramcharitmanas, the portrayal of Ram, says, for his own pleasure, for his own sake, Tulsidas is singing the song of the story of Ram, Swanta Sukhai, Tulsi Gatha Raghunath. For his own pleasure, for his own joy, for his own fulfillment, he is singing, narrating the story that Ramayana, Ramcharitmanas is enough.